Hi, I'm Nivedita Varadarajan and welcome to a whole new episode of the Race to the White House. This week, we look at how the coronavirus pandemic can influence the elections in the US, from voting behavior, the issues at the forefront of the campaigns, and the polling process itself. Before the pandemic, immigration and trade would have been the rallying points of US President Donald Trump's campaign. For the Democrats, it would have been Trump's various scandals, and going back to decency would have been the central theme. Now, all that's gone. The focal point of this election, obviously, is the coronavirus pandemic and who is best suited to handle the human and the economic devastation at its wake. According to a Washington Post University of Maryland poll, 54% of Americans give Trump negative marks for his handling of the outbreak. However, 72% of those polled gave positive ratings to the governors of their states on the same issue. A new poll by Gallup finds that Trump's approval rating stands at 43%. His disapproval rating stands at 54%. It is of little surprise then that Trump is trying to take the political heat off himself and shift focus to China, the place where COVID-19 originated. His campaign had previously released a scathing advertisement targeting Joe Biden, his son Hunter, and accused Joe of being soft on China. Let's have a look at that ad.
Ready to go?
This is a crisis.
This is no time for Donald Trump's record of hysterical xenophobia.
Biden's son inked a $1 billion deal with a subsidiary of the Bank of China.
China is going to eat our lunch? Come on, man. They're not bad folks.
Since the outbreak, the Communist Party has been mobilizing overseas organizations to buy local supplies and send them to China.
It is in our self-interest that China continue to prosper. What a beautiful history we wrote together. Banning all travel will not stop it.
The president is right. The travel restriction on China, as every public health official we've talked to said, bought the country time.
That was a very smart move right there.
Hysterical xenophobia. Fear mine. Xenophobia. I complimented him on dealing with China. I'm not going nuts.
In response, Biden laid out some facts in another advertisement. In it, Biden's team listed the number of times Trump said that the outbreak will subside and that China was doing a great job in dealing with the crisis. Here's Biden's ad.
Could have been stopped pretty easily if everybody had known about it a number of months before people started reading about it.
We have it totally under control. It's one person. It's going to be just fine.
We pretty much shut it down coming in from China. I just spoke to President Xi last night, and we're working on the problem, the virus. We're going to be pretty soon at only 5 people, and we could be at just 1 or 2 people over the next short period of time. It's going to disappear. One day, it's like a miracle. It will disappear. And we're prepared, and we're doing a great job with it, and it will go away. Just stay calm. It will go away. Could have been stopped pretty easily if everybody had known about it.
Let's just go back to the Gallup poll for a minute. The poll finds that Trump's approval rating stands at 43%. This is down significantly from 49% in March, when people were satisfied with Trump. It also shows that Trump's disapproval rating is 54%, which is up 9 points from last month. In the US, when there's a national crisis, people tend to support the president. Thus, the president's approval rating increases. This bump in ratings, called the rally around the flag effect, is what Trump gained in March, experts say. But they're also very quick to point out that the bump was very short and it was quite marginal. At its peak, the bump in Trump's ratings was just 6 points. It is only half of what Barack Obama got after the killing of Osama bin Laden. George W. Bush received a 70-point jump in his approval rating after 9/11. Biggest potential impact of the coronavirus pandemic on the US election is on the polling process itself. After the primaries in Illinois on March 17, it was reported that a poll worker stationed in a voting booth in Chicago on election date died from the coronavirus pandemic last week. This prompted authorities to trace all those who voted in that particular booth. There are also reports that claim that 19 people in Wisconsin appear to have contracted the coronavirus after voting the primaries on the 7th of April. This has raised multiple calls for voting by mail. According to an NBC News Wall Street Journal poll released on Tuesday, 2/3 of the voters said that they support voting by mail for the November elections. 58% of those polled said that voting by mail should be a permanent change, and 9% said that it should be allowed only this year due to the coronavirus pandemic.